Dr. Dawn Ross of the Thought Word Academy. Today, not coming to you as a counselor of metaphysics, but rather just as a woman trying to get pregnant. If any of you have seen my videos that I recorded last time during our second attempt at becoming pregnant, then you know that it did not work. And you know that because there was no other video at the end that said, yay, it worked. I honestly didn't have the heart or the energy to make a video about that. So that was in June, and in July I took a month off. It was my birthday. I'd hoped that I would be pregnant by then, but it wasn't. So I took a month off just to give my mind and my body a break. And it's now August, and we decided to try again. And so this is day one. I'm actually in a hotel in Virginia on the way driving back from New York. Tomorrow I'll be in Georgia, and then by Thursday I'll be in Florida. And Friday will be the first blood test to test the estrogen and progesterone levels. In the meantime, what I wanted to share, if anybody's watching this, they may be in a similar situation, and I know that I continue to find hope when I watch videos about people who are going through a similar situation as me. And so I figure the more that they're out there that are positive, then perhaps the better it will be to help motivate. So this time around, I can tell you that the protocol was quite different. Still, taking the estrogen as per usual, and the anti-rejection medicine, and also the LDN. Something that's been different this time is I'm actually doing blood thinners, and been taking 2 shots a day, which is pretty awful as I'm very bruised. I was told in the beginning to expel. There's a little bit of I think it's nitrogen, so gas that they put into the needle, into the syringe, and I was expelling that and then just putting the medicine in, and I've been terribly bruised all over my stomach. And the last nurse who I spoke with at the clinic said leave it in because it's meant to supposedly push the medicine away from the skin and therefore cause less bruising. So we'll see. I've been trying that now, and so far it seems to be working. So that's new. This time around, the Viagra suppositories, we started early, like right before my period even ended. So that was a week of that, and within a week my endometrium was at 8 millimeters, so they said that's enough, come on up. And then what else? Also, I was taking a mucus inhibitor. You can get OTC because they said there was some fluid when they did the ultrasound. And on top of that, I'm also now doing a HCG shot once a day. They had recommended that they could do what they call a wash, which I guess they take the whole amount of HCG and they put it in your uterus and wash it. But that's meant to be done a day before you have your transfer. And there was no way I could get there fast enough because I'm driving. So instead, they said to take so it comes, there's a powder, and then there's like some sort of water, like an antibacterial water, I forget what they call it, and you take the syringe and you mix that water into the powder, and then you have now this HCG, and you inject it once a day as well. So because I'm injecting myself with that once a day, which only started after the transfer, I cannot cheat this time around and try and test at home, because it always show up positive, because I'm actually injecting myself with the very thing that a that a pregnancy test would pick up. So that's the protocol. So perhaps if you're out there and you know something similar, or you're doing something similar, then you know what I'm talking about. This is more drastic than the first time. I also have the estrogen patches too. So everything has been pretty much doubled from the last time. So that being said, Friday morning they called us and they said that they were able to make 3 embryos, and they said, so drive up. So I was very excited about that, because I thought, this is great, this means 3 chances. But then I got there on Monday morning, and right before the transfer, which if you're watching this and you're not familiar with the transfer, basically you have to drink a lot of fluid to get yourself to the point where you feel like you're absolutely going to burst. And that's when they perform the procedure, which honestly, if it takes 30 seconds, that's a lot. But, there is all the buildup. I did an acupuncture session before and after, like I did the first time. So what happened was, then it had been 24 hours since the thaw. And no, I'm sorry, it'd been 3 days, obviously. So at the 24 hours, they told me there was the 3. And at the 3 days, when I was at the clinic, they said that the grading system of the eggs was 2 were fair and 1 was poor. So, there's a lot of debate about whether it really means much or not, because a lot of it is subjective, and the grading system, every clinic is different. And I only know this because I ended up doing a lot of crazy research about it. But you basically have poor and fair and good. And the last 2 rounds, my embryo was good, so I didn't even think about it. And then this round, I only had 2 fair and 1 poor. Now, you talk to anybody, and I'm sure you can find so many people who've said that they had success with poor eggs, with fair eggs, unsuccessful good eggs. Look, I tried twice, and the eggs I had that were good, the embryos, that I had that were good, it didn't take. So there's so many factors to it. And so I'll tell you, at the last minute, they said, well, we need to decide what to do because of the grading. And it was recommended to me at that time to put 2 embryos in. And I said, oh my gosh, am I going to have twins if they both take? And the doctor said that it was highly unlikely that both would take, but that it would up my chances. I'm not exactly sure that I understand why it does, but supposedly there's a reaction or something that happens that gives you more chance if you've done multiple, even if they're fair. So the poor one, I don't like to call it that, but the poor graded embryo is now frozen. And I have 2 fair embryos in me. After the transfer, I did an intralipid infusion, and I will do another one down in Florida next week. But the important thing I wanted to mention about the infusion was that the nurse there, she was amazing. And I was a little bit teary-eyed because I was so shocked to hear this news about the grading, and I didn't really know what it meant, and I was very worried that I had given up a chance, because I thought I was going to have 3. And the nurse said to me, look, she said, first of all, she said, I would have done the same thing if I were you. And second of all, she said, I've been doing this for, over 5 years now. And she said, in that facility, she's been a nurse longer. And she said, the the grading system. She said, it's just a beauty contest. She said, honestly, it's about what they think looks good, but at the end of the day, it doesn't necessarily mean that those are going to be the ones that take or not. So I have to say that made me feel a lot better when she said that. So, I don't know. We're at the beginning of a journey again, and anybody who's done this knows that it's mentally and physically exhausting. I'm also driving all the way from New York down to Florida, and I'm tired. I've got 2 young puppies with me as well that are coming along for the ride, so there's a lot of that. And there's medication you have to take all day long certain times, and it's a journey. It really is. But I was thinking about the fact that most women who are getting pregnant naturally, at this point, when there is the embryo forming, they have no idea. So they're just walking around doing their daily life, not even thinking about it. Maybe if they're trying, they might be calculating and hoping that they're going to miss their period, but they don't know. So I think that when you look at it from that perspective, you have to recognize the fact that you have to live your life. I'm not saying, I'm going to be going and doing my usual high intensity workout. I'm certainly not. But my thought, and again, I'm not a medical doctor, so I'm just speaking from my experience and what other people have told me and research, is that, you have to still, you can't just lay down and sit still and think that that's necessarily going to make or break the situation. Maybe when I'm successful, I'll have a little bit more merit to speak from, but I'm going to take it more easy, so to speak. I'm not going to do as intense workouts. I'm not going to lift as many things. I'm trying to be as stress-free as possible. And that's where we are. So let's hope and have nice, sticky embryo thoughts and good, happy, positive dreams. So that's where we are, day 1. And I hope very much that I soon will have more good news to share with you. The last videos I was making, I did a lot of talk about my symptoms. And this round, I don't think it makes sense to do because of the fact that there's so many hormones I'm taking that would mimic what I would be feeling if I was pregnant anyway, that how can I tell if I really am, or it's just all of the hormones I'm taking. So I'm not sure how many videos I'll make, but anyway, this is where we are on the journey. So I hope that this is helpful for anybody out there. Please feel free to write, text, call, if there's anything I can do for you, or any way that I can help you as a counselor, or even just to write, if you're going through a similar experience and you want to chat. So I hope that everybody out there who's trying will be successful, and I'm wishing you all the best. Good health, take care, be well, and namaste.